So when we're talking about trillions of dollars, these are massive numbers that are putting a burden on future generations. Right? And then we end up in this room talking to each other, talking past each other in absolutes, saying, and Mr. Smucker, we're neighbors, you're a friend, I appreciate you. But to say that our only choice is to give massive tax cuts to the most fortunate in this country, or working families can't have tax cuts, just isn't right. We can work together and come up with solutions to almost every one of our problems if we approach them in a way that says it's my way or your way or no way. Neither of us have all the answers, but working together, I think we can make a difference. And if I draw a distinction, it's not that one side or the other side believes we should have an efficient and effective government. Everyone in America wants an efficient and effective government. But the way DOGE is approaching it, if they were pruning trees, they're cutting at the trunks, not at the branches. That makes no sense. If they were doing weight management, they're approaching it with amputation. I don't think any doctor would recommend that to try to lose a few pounds. And what we're looking at is people without experience, without care, going in and making slashing and cutting decisions that are affecting the lives of everyday Americans. I spoke yesterday to a veteran, 20 years in the Army, 3 tours of duty in Iraq, 1 in Afghanistan. He finished his service. He was working for the VA. 11 months into his first year, getting rave reviews, he gets an email out of the blue saying, "We're letting you go." Why? Because he's a quote-unquote probationary employee. All probationary means is he has 1 year before he becomes a full-time employee. The work he's doing doesn't go away. The work he's doing needs to be done, and his talents that he brought to that work, 20 years experience in the military, 5 years experience in the private sector, is now lost to the government. That's nuts, but that's what DOGE is doing, and it's hurting and diminishing our government. We should be talking about tax relief for American working families in a way that doesn't blow up our debt but grows our economy. And we don't need to give big tax cut to Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg. We should be talking about effectiveness and efficiency in government in ways that make sense. First question, should we be doing this at all? If the answer is no, stop doing it. Next question, is the government the best one to do it? If not, let's find others to do that for the American people. And then ask if we're the best, if the government's the best to do it, let's make sure we're doing it in the best, most effective, most efficient way. But throwing barbs back and forth, saying that if you don't support exactly what we want, you're trying to undermine or undercut the American people, just isn't right. It isn't true. I yield back.
Will the gentleman yield? Is mine working?
It's not my time, but sure.
Oh.
Yes, clock's still on. You're on, yeah.
So I appreciate the comments that were just made, and I agree with much of what you said, and I do want to point out that I wasn't casting aspirations on anyone. I wasn't accusing the Democrats of anything, as Mr. Thompson had said earlier. I really think there's an opportunity for us to work together here. And I hope that we get to the point where we can do that. Your questions about government are exactly what we should be asking. What I don't understand is when Democrats on your side of the aisle are just simply saying that everything that DOGE is doing is terrible and is not necessary. You've been involved in corporations. You understand the need to restructure. You can't, I don't believe that you would think that we don't need a restructuring in the federal government. It's got to be done right. I feel bad for the veteran.
Back 2 seconds.
Yes,
I agree, but the way DOGE is doing it, the way Elon Musk is doing it, grabbing a chainsaw, firing people because he disagrees with their politics, that doesn't make sense. Let's do it in a smart, intelligent way, talking to each other and making sure that what we do doesn't cause unintended damage, but moves our country forward. I yield back.